they're going to try to block Sebelius. In fact, they've already begun a filibuster in a sense. It depends on what you call a filibuster, but they've put a blockage on Sebelius becoming the head of HHS, Health and Human Services. Why are they doing this? Here's the part I love. Did you know she's pro-choice? Yeah, I did know that. She's a Democrat. What did you think Obama was going to do? Nominate someone pro-life for Health and Human Services? This is outrageous. And did you know she once took campaign money from someone who is a doctor who's pro-choice? Wouldn't that eliminate like every Democrat in the country? Can you imagine during the Bush years if the Democrats did a filibuster because one of Bush's nominees was pro-life or took money from a pro-life person? Well, then it would have blocked every nominee. Now, of course, the Democrats wound up blocking almost no one, right? But, I mean, this is absurd. You have to have a real reason for blocking someone other than they don't agree with my position. So they're grasping at straws, so John Kyle comes up with something else. He's the Republican senator from Arizona. He says, it's not just Sebelius. I'm blocking her because of the administration's support for research on the comparative effectiveness of disease treatments. Now, wouldn't you want to do research into, hey, which treatment works better than others? Doesn't that make all the sense in the world? He says, no. He fears, quoting the Washington Post here, he fears the evidence-based approach. I mean, isn't that the Republican Party in a nutshell? I don't know. If we're going to go do things based on evidence, I'm not comfortable with that. Now, let's give you the full context. He says, he fears the evidence-based approach, coupled with the information on price, could lead to rationing of care. Okay, that makes it a little better, but not much. Because he's saying, look, if you figure out which treatments are more cost-effective and work better based on your evidence, then you might say, hey, let's use those and not these, and then isn't that rationing? I think that's really weak sauce. I definitely want to do things based on evidence, and I want to know which treatments work better and which don't, and which are more cost-effective. You know why? Because we have to lower health care costs. We have to lower them. They're out of control. And I don't know how John Kyle plans to do it. Is it faith-based? Like, let's just pray a little harder and hope healthcare costs come down. And don't worry, don't regulate the industry or anything like that. I'm sure they'll regulate themselves and bring the costs down by themselves. Have they done that recently? No, not at all. In fact, it's gone in the reverse direction. But these are overall absurd reasons to try to block Sebelius. And they're not going to be able to do it anyway because two Republicans have already defected on it. Pat Roberts, who's also from the state of Kansas, is going to vote with her, and so is Olympia Snowe from Maine. So when pressed on it, Mitch McConnell said, well, I'm not calling it a filibuster. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. We're just blocking her for now so we could go and tell our pro-life voters, hey, we tried. What could we do? Golly gee willikers, another pro-choice person went by. I just think they're being absurd, and I don't think that they're gaining anybody in the middle from all these silly antics.